Homesteader, welcome to this edition of the Sunday Monday vlog. Go ahead and start off. I'm going to show you guys what we got going on. Are completely dry, no smoke. You can see all that smoke back there. You can't even see the high mountains back here. I mean, it's just horrible. And if you look at the sky, if I tilt the camera like that, you still can't see the far mountains, but you can see that red haze from the fire. And of course the sun turns it red. It's more of a reddish yellow orange color. But anyhow, that's what's going on here. My allergies have been good. A lot of you have asked about my allergies, which I'll have a video coming up talking about why I don't have the allergies I used to have, what my remedy is now, and if I'm still taking allergy medicine or not. So that will be coming up in a future video. But for now, it's completely dry, still no rain, a lot of smoke, a lot of fires going on west of us. Nowhere close to me, nowhere close to the ranch. But as you saw in that little bit, it's just nothing but smoky. And for everybody that just jumped in that didn't get to see, you can see all that smoke. And the sun just changes the sky red. So it's crazy on how much there is, but that's life here. So this week has been a semi-productive week. I've called the electric company. I paid the $275 stake fee. They came out. The guy said that if I do the trench work, if I rent my own machine and do the trench work to put the wires wherever I want the wires going to, and I just have them place the box on the ranch, they're going to have to come 10 feet across the other person's property, which is an automatic easement because the electric's already there. So I don't have to worry about that. But to cross the line or something like that, it's farther than so many feet, so they have to get an easement for that spot. But that's not going to be any problem because I'm now the owner of the ranch, so they don't have to contact Jeff. They can deal with me directly. So I just signed a couple papers. It costs, I forget what they said for the easement, and then it's all set. So he said if they just put the box and meter right on the other side of the fence line, it will save me thousands of dollars. And if I do all the electric line running or hire an electrician or somebody to dig the ditches and put all the wire in, that's going to save me a lot of money also. So they said it takes about a week and a half for them to go through process because the technician that came out has to fill out a report. He took GPS coordinates. He staked 2 spots and got the GPSs. So he's got to put all that in a report, send it to his boss. His boss will overview it, check it on the satellite imagery, look at the ground, what the ground is composed of in that area, and then they send it to the engineering department. The engineering department comes up with everything they need: grounding rods, fiberglass, plate for the bottom, all that type of stuff. They work up the pricing. Then I get a call from the office and they tell me exactly what it's going to cost. So in about a week and a half to 2 weeks, actually more like a week to a week and a half now because it's been a few days, I should hear back from an electric company and get that going. They said once I hear the price, if I agree to the price, everything will start in motion. However, if I drive all the way out to Buena Vista and they're not mailing me forms, mailing me this, mailing me that, and then I have to turn around, sign this, sign that, and mail that back. If I drive out to Buena Vista, which is a few hours drive from here, and do everything in person with my ID, the warranty deed, everything like that that I have now, that will save me upwards of 2 weeks of time because this whole process takes 8 to 10 weeks. So right now I've burned up about half a week. So I'm still looking at like 9.5 weeks at the longest period as of this point. So hopefully no later than November, I'll have power put in at the ranch and things will start making some progress. Today I spent some time calling some different companies. I'm talking to different well companies. I'm talking to septic companies. and I need to try to find some concrete foundation companies, because I'm going to start getting bids in to find out what it's going to cost to get those things in and do piece by piece. I'm going to try to see if I'm able to do any of them before winter is completely solidify the ground where nobody can work. If I can, I'll get what I can done. If I can't, then next summer I'll start working on that. And my goal is to be living at the ranch no later than next winter. So right now, I don't think I'm going to get there this winter, no matter how hard I try, because companies are 8 to 15, 16 weeks out, and I don't think people are going to be able to get the stuff done. So it looks like I'm going to be here at Hummingbird for this winter, but next winter, I'm going to start everything come spring. So I got spring, summer, and fall to get everything done, get moved over there by next winter. At that point, I'll go ahead and start dropping the price on my house here, get my house sold, use the money from my house to finish paying off the land, and fence the property and finish inside the house. So that's the ideas going on right now. I did go and I got a generator from Big R. I got a propane generator just like I have here at the house. I got that set up all day yesterday. I took my DVD player over. We went to Walmart, got some snacks, some meals, and drinks, and everything like that. So all that's in the camper. So right now, starting tomorrow, Pop will be able to sit there and enjoy watching his war movies and westerns and stuff like that while I'm outside cutting up wood on the property, walking with the animals, things like that. He won't be stuck in a chair, stuck on the couch with nothing really to do. Now this will give him a little luxury, and then as soon as the electric's put in, I'll hook the electric to the trailer, and I won't have to use the generator and just have the monthly electric bill. But as we get deeper into winter, with the trailer thermostat set and everything like that for the heat, then I can set it for like 68 degrees, so it's not freezing, but it's not extremely warm, but it will be warmer than outside. So when we get there, the trailer's already somewhat up to temp, and then I can turn it up to 76 degrees and make sure it's nice and toasty for Pop while he's there. And it's just going to make everything overall a lot better. I also, once I had the electric hooked to the camper, I want to get different clothes and food and everything stocked over there, because at that point we're start doing a couple overnight stays. Of course, when the pigs have babies, or the goats have babies, or Minnie Mouse has babies, I want to make sure I'm at the ranch for all that, be able to take care of the animals. If we have a big snowstorm coming over, we can get over there, be there before the storm hits, so we're not traveling in bad weather and risking getting in a car accident or anything like that like last year. So those are the things coming up right now. Let's see. I picked up 2,800 pounds of feed, and I took a bunch of the three-way grain. It was like a bird scratch three-way mix. So I took a bunch of that and scattered that all over the ranch in different areas. I have no idea if it's going to grow, because of course we don't have any water. But if it decides to grow, that will be the start of food plots and getting things growing up throughout the area. Another thing that I've learned is procrastination will kill you. I have a bunch of scrub oak trees right there up on the hillside, and they're all throughout the property here at Hummingbird. I decided to pick acorns, but I pushed it off for 1 week, pushed it off for 2 weeks. Now 3 weeks later, I decide I need to get the acorns because I don't have scrub oak over at the ranch. And acorns, the goats can eat, the pigs can eat, the different birds that I'll have eventually will be able to eat it, rabbits, so on and so forth. So I want to get some scrub oak growing. I'm going to plant some along the sides of the creek bed to try to get that going. And because I waited so long, that's all the acorns I got. So I could have filled probably 4 of these containers if I didn't procrastinate. So when you're homesteading, try not to procrastinate, try to get things done, because it can screw you in the end. Because this little bit might not give me what I need at the ranch, but something's better than nothing. So I'm going to try to get that going. And if I can get that growing in the creek bed with the moisture that the creek has when it's running, that should really get the scrub oak to grow into oak trees. And once I have the oak trees growing, I have a good hardy source of firewood. And of course, all the acorns will give feed. And then all the leaves will break down, give me compost for that dry, arid soil up there. And with the leaves on the ground, it will help hold in the moisture. So all in all, trying to get somewhat away from pine trees. I don't want to get rid of all the pine trees because the goats and the alpaca and the pigs eat the pine needles, and that's a natural dewormer. So I want to make sure I keep pine trees on the ranch because I want a natural dewormer to help the animals, so I'm not doing medications and hormones, antibiotics, and all that type of stuff. So, let's see what else we got. Firewood. I made myself a little list. That's what I'm looking at. So I was supposed to get firewood yesterday. I didn't do firewood. I'm going to do a load tomorrow. And then Thursday, I'm going to help my neighbor get another load. And then I think after my load tomorrow, I have, I think 3 more loads to get, or 4 more loads to get, something like that. I got to look at my permits. They're all right here. So I'll go through that later. But I'm getting there. I have all the stacks now. Only thing I got to do at the ranch is take a tape measure. And I have these crowns that I make the marks on the logs at the 2-foot lengths. And then I'll go through, cut everything up. And then I need to try to find a area that I want to store the wood so I can start stacking all the wood. I'm not sure exactly where that's going to be. Another thing before I get to that is I'm going to try to get heavy equipment brought up before winter, because now that I know I'm not going to be able to get all the different companies up there and get things going, I'm going to at least get heavy equipment before winter. So I got a couple months to save up money, get the heavy equipment. I'm going to get the house area excavated so that's all ready for spring. I'm going to find an area where I want to do the firewood. I'll flatten out a spot for the firewood, and then eventually pour a concrete pad, do concrete wall with a roof and all that, so I can have the wood out of the weather. That will help preserve it, make it last a lot longer, since I don't plan on burning a lot of wood, and do different things like that. Also, next month, I have a concrete truck that I'll be ordering to pour the pads for the animal shelters before winter. So that's another task that's got to get done. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. For those of you that don't know, I got 4 new alpacas. So we got the drawing tonight, and they are doing pretty good. The very first day afterwards, I dropped them off, made sure everybody was okay, went back the next day. Couldn't get them out the pen, so I took a lasso. I lassoed the one, drug it out of the pen, released it outside with ET. ET went out no problem. Lassoed the next one, started pulling. He yanked me through the air. Turns out he's a lot stronger than I thought he was, or her. Not sure what gender it is yet. Then the alpaca decided to lay on the ground and act like it was dying. So I loosened up the lasso, still acting crazy. So I untied the lasso to check the neck and all that stuff. Well, the alpaca was faking. It jumped right up, ran right through the gate, out of the pen. So I'm like, pain in the butt. So then I got Mickey and Max, because Minnie won't chase any of the alpacas. But Mickey and Max, I got them in the pen. They helped chase the other 2 out. Well, at the end of the day, it was time to get everybody in. All the goats went in, ET went in, and the 4 alpacas said, nope, I'm not going in. So I ended up trying to chase them, which I'm not anywhere close to as fast as the alpacas are. So I got Mickey and Max. I kept saying, get them, boys, and they chased him. They're not herding dogs, so it was a mess. Took like 40 minutes, but finally between Max on one side of me, Mickey on the other side, the three of us slowly moving forward. We got all the alpacas to go inside the pen, and everything was great. Now, yesterday, I go over there. The alpacas came out on their own, no problem. They went back in on their own, no problem. And the red alpaca came up to me 3 times yesterday, let me pet her, and was nudging her head up against me and everything like that. So it only took me one hard day of training in the alpacas, and they go in and out the pen. So far, knock on wood, hopefully when I go over tomorrow, they do the same thing. If not, I got my dogs. My dogs are doing a great job for their weight of gold. You know, they've given me headaches, but they're working out really good, especially getting alpacas in and out the pen. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the drawing going. I'm going to move my phone down here so we can go ahead. I didn't get many names for the alpacas, so I think there's only like 8 or 10 different slips in here where we're going to go through. And for those of you that don't know how the drawing works, the last piece of paper in here is the one that the name is. So it's all 4 names. So those that put the names in, it's all 4 of them. So the first one will not be George, Rose, Blanche, or Dorothy. So that one's out. And I'll tell you, now that I'm trying to get the ranch going and doing the firewood and picking up animals 3 hours away, it is wearing on me. I'm finally learning that. Alright, the next one it's not going to be. It's not going to be Chewbacca, Popcorn, Lulu, or Star. And since today was a home day, I actually laid down at I think 1 o'clock. Didn't wake up till almost 4:30. So it was a nice nap. Fell asleep watching my TV show. Alright, the next one, it won't be Charlie, Betsy, Mabel, or Maud. Sorry, trying to read stuff backwards through the paper. So the next one is... Alright, the names won't be George, Rachel, Addie, or Veronica. Alright, won't be Thunder, Taffy, Snowdrift, or Stormy. We got a few more in here. Alright, the names won't be Marley, Molly, Dolly, or Brooke. Alright, their names won't be Fred, Lucy, Desi, or Ethel. And there's one left in there. Taffy would have been great. Yeah, I got all different names. So the names of the new alpacas is going to be Donald, Daisy, Daphne, and Dorothy. So I've got to catch, I'm sure Donald's the male name. So once I find out who the male is, he'll be Donald. And then I'll have to find out who the other 3 names are going to go to. And we'll go from there. So that's pretty much the end of the Sunday Monday vlog. So remember, fall is approaching. We have the leaves on the trees starting to change up by the ranch. Yesterday at the ranch was bitter cold. I ended up putting on my heavy jacket. It was down to 46 degrees. My neighbor John over there said that we got a big hailstorm, which we got hit here. It only lasted about 10 minutes, but a bunch of lightning happened, and that's what caused all these fires. Greetings from UK. Well, glad to meet you, Taft Williams. I'm glad you jumped in on the chat, and hopefully you share the journey, and welcome to the family. But John said it was about 2 inches of hail over at the ranch. The pond, for those of you that have been asking, the pond has dropped about another 1.5 feet. So the pond's down about 5 feet. I just made a video on the pond yesterday. Of course, you won't see that video for a couple weeks since my videos are a couple weeks behind. So that way I can stay up to date and give you guys videos every day instead of trying to edit every day. But with the moisture over there, the temperature has been dropping, and the temperature's been down to 40 degrees already. Oh, David, trust me, I hope we get some rain soon too. Here at the house, here at Hummingbird, this 3,000-gallon cistern is completely empty. I just changed the plumbing on that. All my downspout tanks are pretty much empty. So if we don't get something soon, I'm going to have to end up ordering water trucks, and it's going to be pain in the butt. But we're going to see what happens. So I hope everybody has a great night. I'm going to get inside. I got to get my grandfather his medicine at 8 o'clock and get some sleep for tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be a long day. So thanks for David and Taff in the UK for joining, and I hope you guys have a great night.